Hey, everybody, happy Monday, and welcome to the Sports Gaming Advisors NBA Monday edition, where we're going to talk about the games in the NBA and some picks for tonight's games, as well as recap the action from yesterday, which we had only one game in the NBA and no action on that, but we did have some picks for you guys in the NFL Conference Championship. So we're going to run through how that all went, and then we'll go into the NBA for Monday night. So first off, in the NFL, we picked both sides correct. Philly -6, easy winner. They put 55 on the board and comfortably covered the 6. And Kansas City -1.5, won another close game like they always do. Win it by 3, covered the 1.5, and you felt pretty good having your money on Kansas City throughout the course of that game. And then our propositions: Zach Ertz over catches, Zach Ertz over yards, and Xavier Worthy over yards, all cashed by halftime. So you got to love that when you've got proposition bets over the totals and they're over those numbers by halftime. That's great stuff. The only thing we lost, Kansas City, it was a bad day for under bets. Kansas City under 49, no good. We also tried, our only live play was the Philly game under at the half. It was a high scoring first half. We thought maybe under for the game. Nope. It was a bad. Maybe if we gone Washington team total under, that would have worked. But the game total, Washington put up a big. I mean, Philly put up a big number, and we went sailing over all totals. And the same thing would have been true with any total bets for the second game. They would have gone over. So 2 losses, both on totals on the day, 5-2 in the conference championship game. So very pleased with those results. And just kind of putting a ribbon on the NFL season for the year. It was kind of a bumpy pregame picks year, and that had a lot to do with favorites winning and covering so frequently this year. It was an unusual year in the NFL, but we went 95, 79, and 5 for the season pregame heading to the Super Bowl, 54.6%. Our live picks in the NFL this year, 88, 42, and 1, 67.7% live. Really a good live clip. Overall for the season, 183, 121, and 6, clipping a 60.2% win percentage on the year, and we collected 48.75 units on the NFL season to the good net heading into the Super Bowl. So good NFL year. Not our best NFL year. I think next year will be better, but you can see all the results on sportsgamingadvisors.com. We'll be there with bets for the Super Bowl as well. Now let's dive into back to the NBA Monday. We've got 11 games in the league on Monday, so let's dive into those and see what we like there. It starts for us with this Charlotte Lakers game. In Lakers visiting Charlotte, they are laying 5.5 on the road, and we're going to take the Charlotte side of this one, plus 5.5. This Charlotte team is not that bad, particularly at home. The Lakers have been a little hotter than expected, and we're a little lower on the Lakers than maybe some other people. But we're going to take this Charlotte team getting the points at home, plus 5.5. Moving on down, I mean, we lean to Houston. We're not going to take it because this Boston team is very unpredictable. They can throw out a stinker as good as anybody, and they can also run you right off the court. So we lean to Houston, collecting 6.5 on the road here, but we're going to leave it alone. Moving on down, we like this Miami position against Orlando, but with all the drama around Jimmy Butler, we're going to leave Miami alone for now as well. But just a lean to Miami. The next pick, New Orleans, -2.5 at Toronto. Toronto's been overachieving. New Orleans has Zion back. He played pretty well the other night, but the chemistry wasn't really right, and they got beat pretty handily, and we had that, sadly. But we're going to ride them again. -2.5 at this Toronto team, who probably comes back down to earth a little bit after, again, playing a little bit better than expected. In this Denver-Chicago game, the total is 248.5. That is just a huge number. Chicago has stayed under this number 11 games in a row. Even their high-scoring games don't quite get to this number. Denver also 11 out of 13 have been under this number. So they've both teams been scoring quite a bit here and there. And there's been, in particular, recency of Denver scoring a lot of points and allowing a lot of points, which is why this number is so high, I would say. But we're going to go against that recency and say 248.5 is a stretch too far here, under the number for the Denver and Chicago game. And then Atlanta not bringing Trae Young to the party today at Minnesota. We're going to lay it with Minnesota minus 10.5. Don't love laying such a big number, but they're at home. There's no Trae. This could get out of hand. So we're going to take Minnesota to run Atlanta minus 10.5. Lastly, we lean to Phoenix at home again, not taking it. The Clippers been hot. They've got Kawhi back. They're playing pretty good, but I don't know if they should be 2.5-point favorites on the road. So just a lean to Phoenix. But for the actual picks, Charlotte plus 5.5, New Orleans plus or minus 2.5, under the total 248.5, Denver and Chicago, and Minnesota minus 10.5. And then we'll be looking for plenty of live spots. With all of these games, we should have a lot of live action. So check us out, sportsgamingadvisors.com. Subscribe there, get the live picks, and subscribe here and get your daily dose of the NBA as fast as we can give it to you. We're plus 125.5 units through the current day, and we're starting week 15. We're going to try to put together a good week and pop those units up. So follow us on both sites, and we'll be back tomorrow to recap what happened on Monday night and talk about the Tuesday NBA slate, and we'll talk then.